Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and the name of this channel is called Gnostic Knowledge. And what I'm doing on this channel is simply reading a book. The name of that book is called Letters and Numbers. And this book is written by a young man by the name of Zachary K. Hubbard. And you can also obtain your own copy of this book in a PDF file format by visiting his YouTube channels, Gematria Effect News, Gematria Effect Sports. And in the description of each of his videos, he leaves a link for you to purchase the book. The book costs $5, the best $5 you'll ever spend in your life, and I will say that until the end of time because this information is truly phenomenal. So once you would get the PDF file format, you would save it to whichever device you're going to use for reading the book later. There's over 700 pages in this book, so having it as an electronic file makes it more easier to search for information without the massive amount of content. Within the massive amount of content that's in this book. Zachary K. Hubbard also wrote a second book, and the name of that book is called Number Games. You can visit his blog page, GematriaEffectNews.blogspot.com, and when you arrive at that page, the first thing you will see is the advertising for the book Number Games. And as you scroll down, you will see the information on how to purchase this book, which will come to you in a paperback format, and it tells you how to order the book within the United States and abroad. And I would suggest also read his blogs. The blogs are phenomenal. He also has another blog page called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, and he'd been posting on that blog page for about 6 years or more, and it is just loaded with phenomenal information that you don't have to believe. This is information that you can prove. It is just amazing what this young man has done, and I just can't thank him enough for writing this book and making it available to everyone, because he could have been like this whole world, just keep it hidden, use it for himself. But he chose to tell everyone, and the sad thing is that maybe 1 out of 500 people will take note and or understand this information, or even try to understand this information. So I just hope that once you come across this information, that you will understand it and you will share it, and hopefully in the future, hopefully sometime soon, that hopefully this whole system that everyone is living under, that everyone is subject to, can be replaced with something better for every human being on this planet. And before I continue with chapter 12, I already uploaded a video of the first part of chapter 12. Some of these chapters, are quite long, so I don't get to read the whole chapter in one sitting a lot of the times. So, but just get these books from Zachary K. Hubbard, and visit other truth seekers that are trying to spread this information. There is another young man, I really like his work. He has a YouTube channel called Simple Truth Television. He decodes the news as well as sports, and he also gives out sports picks. I would encourage you sports people that like to bet on sports to subscribe to his channel. He does really good work. And he has a blog page as well, simpletruth television.blogspot.com, and he posts a lot of news stories and information on his blogspot. Visit YouTube and check out the channel Chagozi Truth. He does great work. Kayla D. Code Talker, she does really good work. Zenith of the Alpha, Gematrinator _85. This young man name is Derek. He does videos, and he incorporates the what would you call, the eclipse in his videos, but the information is just phenomenal. And he is also responsible for building the website Gematrinator.com, which makes it very easy to add up the numerical values of words, phrases, and whatnot. I would encourage you to also visit his webpage and familiarize yourself with the calculator, because there's many different functions there. There's also a tab for blogs, and you can discover other people who's blogging as well, that's trying to get this information to the people of this world. We also have Dr. Savage. I like a lot of the things that he posts. GematriaAltium.blogspot.com. I love her work. She posts a lot of good information as well. And if there's anyone I missed, I'm sorry, but check out these people's work and get these books for yourself. Read them for yourself. You make the final decision on what you think is going on, because once you start reading this information and uncovering what is really taking place, it is very eye-opening, and I just hope that that's what you'll do for yourself. But in the meantime, I am going to continue with chapter 12 of letters and numbers. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. If you become a Patreon on Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channels at the $1 tier, $1 a month, he will send you the PDF file formats of letters and numbers, and also the book Number Games, which I plan to, once I finish this book, which is a massive book, 733 pages, I believe, and I'm just on page 181. But when I finish this book, I also plan to start reading Number Games as well, and I'm sure Zach is going to be writing another book. This information is just, man, it is mind-blowing and eye-opening. So, without further ado, chapter 12. And when you know 181, the 42nd prime number. Anyway, in history, May 23rd has been a very special date. Most recently, in 2017, the people of the UK lost most of their rights to the New World Order agenda on it. We'll get to that in the chapter on false flags in public places, not too far ahead. Also, in light of Peggy spending 666 days in space, per the Miscounting News, we should recall the motto of the Freemasons that are represented by the compasses on their logo. The motto is, circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds, having gematria of 666. If they think they're keeping their passions within due bounds, it's time for them to be regulated. And that is exactly what we're going to do. So, circumscribe our desires and keep our passions within due bounds. He has all the numerical, representations of each letter in these words, and they equate to 666. Okay? Once you get the book, you'll be able to read that as well for yourself. As a matter of fact, I can just give you a quick look at what it is, so you can see how to add up the letters. Those numbers represent the letters in that phrase, and hopefully you can get a good look at that. Okay, so give me a second here to plug my iPad back in. Alright. For another important point on the name Peggy, it has gematria of 119 in the Frank Baconis cipher. And the day she returned to Earth, September 3rd, is the day leaving 119 days left in the year. The number connecting to all-seeing eye and more. Also, as a reminder, in chapter 4, you learned how Saturn has gematria of 93 and 119. Ahead, you'll learn how those numbers were both highly significant in the September 11th attack, as well as the murders of Peter Tosh and Bob Marley, among other things. Then soon, Truth Seeker, we're going to have to get up, stand up for our rights. I like that, Zach. Okay, the name Peggy equates to 119 in the Frank Baconis cipher. As for her full name, it brings us back to the establishment of NASA, which was July 29th, 1958, a date having numerology of 94 as covered. The full name of the astronaut, who in all likelihood is nothing more than a TV actress. Think about how they can create realistic space scenes in TV shows and movies. Okay, so her real name is Peggy Annette Whitson, a name summing to 94 in reduction method. Okay, so on a related note, the current private space company funded by Elon Musk that uses NASA's facilities, SpaceX, also shares this gematria. Not too far off, so does Planet. So SpaceX equates to 94 in reverse ordinal. Planet also equates to 94 in reverse ordinal. For a refresher, let's revisit how the number 94 is connected to Freemason, conspiracy, and a host of other related things, especially pertinent to outer space. The word 94 equates to 147 in ordinal. The word Freemason equates to 147 reverse ordinal. Conspiracy equates to 147 reverse ordinal. The word 50 states equates to 147 reverse ordinal. Americas, with an S at the end, plural, Americas equates to 147 reverse ordinal. The phrase 4th of July, 4th written as a word, 4th of July equates to 147 reverse ordinal. U.S. President equates to 147 reverse ordinal. President of the United States equates to 147 reverse reduction. Outer space equates to 147 reverse ordinal. Spaceship equates to 147 reverse ordinal. Knowledge equates to 147 reverse ordinal. Kabbalah, Qabalah, equates to 147. And I want to say that is in the ordinal cipher, and I will look that up really quickly so we can be sure, because he didn't put what cipher that's in. But I will let you know right here. Okay, Qabalah, and it equals 147 in the reverse ordinal cipher, and you can look that up yourself on gematrinator.com. Okay, the phrase Big Bang equates to 147 reverse ordinal, and Big Bang equates to 94 in Francis Bacon's cipher. As we decode, think of the last time you saw an astronaut on television. Did they have a Don't Panic t-shirt on? NASA loves to dress their space actors up with that slogan because it is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, an outer space related story and film that pays big respects to Freemasonry, and because it is gematria perfect. Don't lose sight of the fact that the same people who are running Hollywood and publishing New York Times bestsellers are the same people in control of your nightly news. Don't Panic equates to 147 in reverse ordinal as well. Just the same as the word Freemason, Don't panic equates to the number 42 in reduction gematria and 96 in ordinal gematria as well. If you are familiar with the story Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the number 42 is part of the mystery, which we'll demystify. Before doing so, you must know that the author of the same fiction novel, Douglas Adams, no doubt a Freemason, tells the tale of an alien race programming a computer called Deep Thought that formulates the answer to the question posed: life, the universe, and everything. In response, the computer comes up with the answer 42. Let us do a little decoding to see why. We will use reverse reduction gematria. Okay, so here we go. Life, the universe, and everything. This equates to 147. Okay, notice the name of the computer, Deep Thought, that spits out the answer 42. Also has reduction gematria of 42, as well as a host of other related words. Alrighty, so Deep Thought equates to 42 reverse reduction. Outer space equates to 42 in reduction. Spaceship equates to 42 in reduction. Freemason equates to 42 in reduction. History equates to 42 in reduction. Knowledge equates to 42 in reduction. Big Bang equates to 42 in ordinal. And the letter G equates to 42 in the Sumerian cipher, and the letter G equates to 42 in the Satanic cipher. To be thorough, let's take apart the name of the computer, Deep Thought, with a few more related ciphers. You'll notice the gematria of 57, connecting to outer space and conspiracy, among other things, as well as 58, connecting to NASA's establishment year, Freemasonry, and the rest of the long list of 58 that you should know well. You'll also observe the number 181, which is the 42nd prime, the most recognized number in the film, and again directly associated with the computer. As we decode, consider how much fiction existing in our world is in such perfect alignment with what we are told is reality. As you might be aware, Hollywood has been used over the past century as a way of cluing in those with eyes to see the truths of this world in a mocking fashion. So, the phrase deep thought equates to 57 in reduction. But who is thinking deeply? Nobody. Well, I am now. The words deep thought also equates to 58 in the septenary cipher. Deep thought equates to 181 in the Francis Bacon cipher, which is the 42nd prime number. 181, 42nd prime. For even more Freemason coding, let's take apart the title of the film. As we decode, recall the list of 139 gematria we uncovered last chapter, connecting to America and those who are truly in control of this nation, the same people in control of Hollywood. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy equates to 139 reverse reduction. The word galaxy equates to 139 Frank Baconus cipher. Freemasonry equates to 139 reverse ordinal. America equates to 139 reverse ordinal. The acronym NASA equates to 139 Francis Bacon. Speaking of mocking, check out this headline from 1996. Recall, the divisors of the number 42 sum to the number 96. This headline and the included excerpts are from the UK's Independent. Understand, Every single day of our lives, the media is contriving nonsense in the news to deceive us, to confuse us, and to make our heads spin without apology. Thus, the media is something that should have absolutely zero credibility with everyone, and I pray to God this book reaches the hands of every news-consuming person in the world so that they can wake up to the abuse they are tolerating on a daily basis. So here we go. This is the news. Yes, the answer to the universe really is 42, and I'm going to show you that headline so that you can see for yourself before I continue on reading. Okay? And maybe you can see the decode there as well. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to read this headline as well. And it is written by Charles Author, Science Editor, Friday, the 8th of November, 1996. All right. In slightly less time, 2 years, a team at the Cavendish Laboratory has managed the same feat using a new technique to eliminate the value of the Hubble constant. This measures how quickly objects in the universe are receding from each other, a natural outcome of the Big Bang that created the universe. Dr. Richard Saunders, who led the research, sounded a trifle abashed by the result. We have taken 2 measurements for the constant, and the average of them is 42, he said. But he insisted this is entirely fortuitous, though thousands of fans of the Hitchhiker novels might disagree. Okay, so moving on with the rest of the story here, the rest of the page. Dr. Saunders is the supposed expert providing the information. If you calculate his name in reduction gematria, it sums to none other than 42. Doctor equates to 4 plus 9 equals 13. Saunders is 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 1, and that equates to 29. So, Dr. Saunders together, 13 plus 29 equates to 42. As for the Hubble constant, that is mentioned in reverse reduction gematria, that name equates to 96, matching the year of the article. Don't overlook the mention of the Big Bang either, which we just calculated, the gematria of 42. Hubble constant equals 96, reverse reduction, E is 22. Man, so let's finish the rest of this article first. I didn't know it was, let me see, is it the same article? I believe so. So I'm going to read the rest. Okay. Mr. Adams said yesterday that when he wrote the novel 20 years ago, he chose the number especially for its pathetic nature. I wanted a nice, ordinary number, one that you wouldn't mind taking home and introducing to your parents. But later he realized that the choice was no accident. When he was working for John Cleese's film company, Arts as a prop borrower, he and other writers picked 42 for its amusing qualities as a punchline. Yeah, I bet. Okay, here we go. For a bit more mockery, I'm back to the reading of letters and numbers now. For a bit more mockery, let us read from the same article where the author of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams, claims that they just chose the number 42, and that's what I just read a second ago, for its amusing qualities. I highly doubt the choice of the words was coincidental. Here's why. Amusing qualities equates to 235 in the reverse ordinal cipher. And one more time, there are 23.5 degrees on each leg of the Freemason compasses. Speaking of which, he died a Mason's death by the code May 11, 2001 on his 62nd day of being 49 years old, relatively young. Like Rod Serling, his cause of death was a heart attack. Consider the date May 11 can be expressed as 11/5, something like 115, where we learn Freemasons in ordinal gematria equates to 115. As for it being his 62nd day of his respective age, the word Mason in ordinal sums to 62, a special number from the Torah, where there are 62 mentions of the garden in the NIV. At the same time, sacrifice has reverse reduction gematria of 62, the word sacrifice. Okay, and the Torah is full of sacrifice. In case you missed it, where I snuck these facts in earlier, we'll revisit the gematria points so the significance of this number 62 sticks with you. It is one that is extremely important. The word Mason equates to 62 in the ordinal cipher. Torah equates to 62 in the ordinal cipher. Elohim equates to 62 in the ordinal cipher. Garden of Eden equates to 62 in the reduction cipher, and there are 62 mentions of garden in the NIV. Don't forget, the entire code comes from the Torah. The first 5 books and the number 5 when written as a word equates to 42 in the ordinal cipher. So, the first 5 books of the Bible. Don't forget, the entire code comes from the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. Also important about his passing on May 11th, the same day Bob Marley was murdered, it is a date that can be expressed as 5/11, something like 511, which represents Saturn in Jewish gematria. Saturn, as mentioned, is associated with time, death, and judgment, and its astrological symbol, having the scythe as part of its makeup, is where the Grim Reaper's scythe is derived from. The word Saturn equates to 511 in the Jewish gematria. It's also interesting to note that Douglas Adams was born March 11th, a date that can be expressed as 11/3. 11/3, not unlike the number 113, connecting to fiction as well as dishonest. Maybe someone should have told him it was a sin to lie, and then he wouldn't have signed up with the gang of long-nosed tyrants that tell no truths and off their minions by the numbers as if they were flies on the wall. My God, the word sin equals 42 in the ordinal cipher, and sin also equals 147 in the satanic cipher. Moving on, let's switch gears and talk about the 2 NASA-related disasters over the years, as both have been by the numbers, no different than the rest of NASA's history from the start to the present. We'll begin by decoding the word disaster. Please notice the gematria of 58 and how it corresponds with NASA's year of establishment. The word disaster equates to 58 reverse reduction. Don't forget the word 2 also shares gematria of 58. And to date, there have been 2 disasters, both having a certain number in common. Okay, the most recent major tragedy was that of the 113th mission, a number that should have your eyeballs popping out based on what we learned earlier. That was February 1st, 2003, the 32nd day of the year, also connecting to the gematria of disaster as well as America, where both sum to 32 in reduction. And sadly, the tyrants at the top, they can never cook up enough tragedies by the numbers for the people of this nation. So the word disaster equates to 32 in the reduction cipher. Okay, it was also a date with numerology of 26, connecting to space and kill, as well as Mason and God. We've well established who likes to play God at this point. The word space equates to 26 in reduction, and S as 10. The word kill equates to 26. Okay, the word kill equates to 26. Reduction, K as 11. The word Mason equates to 26 in reduction, S as 10. The word God equates to 26 in ordinal. And the date 2/1/2003, you would add these numbers. So that would have been February 1st, 2003. So you add 2 plus 1 plus 20 plus 03. It equates to 26. In the history books, the fateful events of this day are known as the Columbia disaster and also Space Shuttle Columbia disaster. Both titles are interesting. Let's decode, starting with the shorter. Okay, Columbia disaster equates to 223 in the Francis Bacon cipher. Recall, the number 223 connects to Masonic and the synagogue of Satan. It is also the 48th prime number, where words having gematria of 48 include evil, propaganda, and hoax. Throughout history, this gang of tyrants has murdered people for the purpose of the psychological toll it will take on the general public, as well as hoaxed deaths to create the same impact. As for the longer title, in the septenary cipher, the name points directly to death. As you'll learn in the chapter on murder by numbers, the number 118 is a big one, connecting to many famous celebrity premature exits. Consider the word cancer also has the reverse ordinal gematria of 118. And as we know, cancer kills. Okay, so now Space Shuttle Columbia disaster equates to 118 in the septenary cipher, and the word death equates to 118 in the Jewish gematria cipher. Also interesting, the name Columbia alone has gematria of 76, syncing with blood sacrifice, which this very well may have been. The word Columbia equates to 76 in the ordinal cipher. Blood sacrifice equates to 76 in the reduction cipher when S is as the number 10. Okay? In terms of blood sacrifice, it also has gematria of 86, which was the year of the first disaster, 1986, 17 years earlier. And also remember, this book is a couple years old, so he's counting from the date as he was writing this book. Okay? So, in terms of blood sacrifice, it also has gematria of 86, which was the year of the first disaster, 1986, 17 years earlier. Let us not forget that in reduction gematria, Mason, God, space, and kill equate to 17 as well. Alright, so the word blood sacrifice equates to 86, to be 86, in reverse reduction cipher. I commonly call the number 86 the symbol number, and the 1986 Challenger explosion was heavily symbolic because many people were watching on live TV when it happened, and I know I was. I remember watching that spaceship blow up. It's crazy. Personally, it was something my mother would bring up often when I was a child, and what a shame it was. I know she wasn't the only one. Absolutely. The word symbol equates to 86 in ordinal. The word triangle equates to 86 in the ordinal cipher. Pyramid equates to 86 ordinal cipher. The most famous symbol in the world is the Eye of Providence, as shown on the US dollar bill. It too has reduction gematria of 86. Wow. And I'll just show you the Eye of Providence. I know you know what it looks like on the back of the dollar bill, but that is the Eye of Providence. Alrighty. That Benjamin Franklin's eye? I don't know. Okay. Alright, so Eye of Providence equates to 86 in reduction. And okay, moving right along. The 86 disaster happened January 28, 1986, 147 weeks and 1 day after its first mission, which was April 4th, 1983. It should be noted that April 4th is a fateful day in history. On April 4th, 1841, the first president to die in office passed 1 month into his term, which was William Henry Harrison. On April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And on April 4th, 1973, the World Trade Centers opened. Of course, in ordinal gematria, the word kill sums to 44, and those towers were absolutely killed. As for the Challenger disaster happening on the 28th day of January. Let me read that over. As for the Challenger disaster happening on the 28th day of January, it is interesting to note that the more recent tragedy in 2003 was the 28th mission of the Columbia shuttle. Of course, both Keel and NASA share gematria of 28, as does Mason. So the word Keel equals 28 equals blah blah blah. I'm sorry. The word Keel equates to 28 reverse reduction. The word NASA equates to 28 in reverse reduction. And the word Mason equates to 28 in reverse reduction. For another parallel in the 86 explosion, the shuttle disintegrated at the 73rd second, which is fascinating for 3 reasons. First, if you write out in minutes and seconds, it is presented as 1 minute 13 seconds, 113. Yes, not unlike it being the 113th mission ending in disaster, and our number of mainstream dishonesty. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna reread that. Hopefully this will be the last time I have to start over, but it says, first, if you write it out in minutes and seconds, it is represented as 1 minute 13 seconds, not unlike it being the 113th mission ending in disaster, and our number of mainstream dishonesty. Right, okay. Second, the word sacrifice in ordinal gematria equates to 73, and third, NASA sums to 73 in reverse ordinal. I should also mention that the word perfect has reduction gematria of 28 and ordinal gematria of 73. To the psychopaths, it is hard to say for certain what they see as perfect, but perhaps to them these 2 incidents were the perfect tragedies. Wow. If you can stomach a bit more, the 2 tragedies also have geometry overlap. What I mean is best explained by decoding Columbia disaster and Challenger disaster. As we decode the symmetrical names, consider the first explosion was during takeoff and the other just before landing. So, Challenger disaster equates to 108 in reverse reduction. Columbia disaster equates to 108 in reverse reduction. In the case of the Challenger disaster, it has Chaldean gematria of 58 as well. Wow. The date numerology of the Challenger incident also produces familiar results. So, January 28, 1968, you would add 1 plus 28 plus 19 plus 86 equates to 134. 128, 1968, you add 1 plus 28, and then in the parentheses, 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 6, this equates to 53. 128, 1968, you add together 1 plus 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 6, and that equates to 35. 128, 86, you would add 1 plus 28 plus 86, and that gives you 115. Wow. Starting with the number 134, it is connected to disaster throughout history, and you'll learn about why in the chapter on September 11. If you watch the Hollywood flick The Martian, you'll notice the base the main character is living in explodes on the 134th day of his time on the planet, and not coincidentally. Store this number away for later. Regarding 35, that connects to the autonogometria of NASA as well as I, and this was most certainly an incident that impacted the mind's eye of the masses. At the same time, both 35 and 53 connect to takeoff when the Challenger exploded. As for the number 115, it connects to the autonogometria of Freemasons, as well as the reverse autonogometria of killing, as follows. So, the word killing equates to 115 in reverse ordinal, and kill equates to 28 reverse reduction. The word takeoff equates to 35 reverse reduction. The word takeoff equates to 35 in the Chaldean cipher, and the word takeoff also equates to 53 reverse reduction when E is 22. NASA, in its history, also had a scare with Apollo 13, the shuttle that launched at 13:13 on April 11, 1970. Recall, NASA's date of establishment had numerology of 41, the 13th prime number. Don't overlook how that date can be written as 11/4, similar to 114, matching the gematria of astronaut, as covered earlier. It can also be expressed as 411, not unlike 411. 4/11, I'm sorry. And so it can also be expressed as 4/11, not unlike 411, and in satanic gematria, spaceship equates to 411. Wow. So, and here he has spaceship equates to 411 in satanic gematria, and astronaut equates to 114 in reverse ordinal cipher. It was the explosion of an oxygen tank that caused the mission to nearly end in death. Notice, oxygen tank has the reverse ordinal gematria of 134, which we still have much to learn about regarding the number, one that is always fateful. Wow. According to the legend, because the crew was able to remain calm under pressure, they made it back to Earth in 6 days. Don't forget, the number 13th, oh, sorry about that, come on. And it says, my page went away. It says, don't forget, the number 13 is the 6th prime number. True to form, Hollywood made a movie about it starring Tom Hanks. It released fittingly on a date with 33 numerology plus more, June 30th, 1995. In light of the numerology of 33, excuse me, I should mention that Apollo 13 launched from Kennedy Space Center. So the date, 6/30/1995 equates to 33. The word Kennedy, the name Kennedy equates to 33 in reduction. Hollywood equates to 33 reverse reduction. Actor equals 33 in reverse reduction. The word Tom, just to be sure because they don't have the the word here, but I will let you know. T-O-M. Oops, come on. T-O-M. Tom, the word Tom equates to 33 in the reverse ordinal cipher. Oh yeah, he does have it here. I don't know how I overlooked that. Sorry about that. But he has it. 7 plus 12 plus 14. It equals, he has reverse ordinal, but he didn't have the number. But it does equate to 33 reverse ordinal. Astronaut equates to 33 Chaldean. And the word history equates to 33 in septenary. And I'll just give you a quick view of the deciphering so you can see what I was talking about with the word Tom. But it does equate to 33. He just didn't have the answer put there. But that's all right. Zach has, man, it took him a long time to write this book, and he had to do it on his own. So, hey, with the little few imperfections that you may come about, that you may find within the book, nothing compared to what he exposes. So, still an awesome, awesome read. And, okay, moving right along. June 30th also had the date connection to the number 36. It is also the 181st day of the year. 6/30. So you would add 6 plus 30. Of course, it equals 36. The word astronaut equals 36 in septenary. Because of the disaster, Apollo 13 went off course, and to date is the space mission to travel furthest into space. This is interesting because space has gematria of 91, which is the 13th triangular number. Apollo 13 also returned on a date with 91 numerology, April 17th, 1970. The math for the date numerology is as follows. For 1770, you add 4 plus 17 plus 70, and it equates to 91. The word space equates to 91 in reverse ordinal. Wow. Let us close this point about Apollo 13 with the fact that in English extended gematria, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry sums to 2197, which is the product of 13 times 13 times 13. And to further illustrate the point about how NASA has made its news by the numbers from its inception up to the present, it was reported that on Tuesday, November 28th, 2017, the day leaving 33 days left in the year, that Voyager 1, summing to 33 in reverse reduction, had to turn on its thrusters for the first time since 1980, 37 years earlier. Consider this news was first reported in the mainstream on December 2nd, 2017, the month having reduction gematria of 37. What else is fascinating about the number? I'm sorry, I lost my port. What else is fascinating about the number 37 is that when you write out 37 as a word, it sums to 57. The number we learned connected to outer space in a number of ways. Adding to the comedy, they said Voyager 1 was 13 billion miles from Earth when the boosters were successfully reignited. Also worth mentioning is that the date it was reported, December 2nd, was a Saturday, the day named after Saturn, and like Saturn, Voyager 1 sums to 93 in ordinal gematria. At the same time, Voyager has reduction gematria of 39, corresponding with the date November 28th, or 11 plus 28 equates to 39. To stop picking on NASA, let us recalibrate and take aim on SpaceX. Of course, this private company, reportedly owned and operated by Elon Musk, uses NASA's launch sites, and also, like NASA, makes all of its news by the numbers and always in alignment with Musk's birthday. The most notable of that news to date, on February 6th, 2018, where the Falcon Heavy was launched into the most powerful, the most notable of that news to date came on February 6, 2018, where the Falcon Heavy was launched, said to be the most powerful rocket to take flight in history of space. Consider space sums to 26 in reduction gematria, when S is counted for 10, not unlike the date, which can be expressed as 2/6 or 6/2, and which was also a date with numerology of 26. So, when you add 2/6/18, so 2 plus 6 plus 18 equals 26. Also noteworthy, Elon Musk sums to 26 in septenary and 35 in Chaldean. At the same time, the name Musk sums to 26 in reverse reduction, and Elon totals 62 in reverse ordinal. Continuing with the connections to Elon, his first name has reduction gematria of 19 and ordinal gematria of 46, connecting to the numerology of the date of the launch. Wow. So 2/6/2018. When you add 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, it equates to 19. And then 2/6/2018, 2 plus 6 plus 20 plus 18 equates to 46. Making matters even more interesting, the Falcon Heavy took flight. Let me read that again. Making matters even more interesting, the Falcon Heavy took flight 223 days after his 46th birthday, which was June 18, 2017. As you know, that number connects to Masonic in Jewish gematria. The launch also came 142 days before his 47th birthday, where 42, when written out, sums to 142 in ordinal, and 42 is the number of outer space as well as Freemason. You could also say his 47th birthday was a span of 143 days away, connecting to Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in reverse reduction. Now let us get to the most important storyline of all for this event. Two standout details of the launch were that Elon Musk was launching one of his Tesla automobiles into the great unknown with the rocket, and that second, the automobile would be playing the David Bowie song Space Oddity, which was recorded June 20th, 1969, a month before the moon landing. Man. Consider June 20th can be expressed as 6/20 and equates to 26. What made this detail all the more fascinating is the fact that David Bowie had died January 10th, 2016, which was 2 years and 27 days before the launch. As you know, 22 divided by 7 gives you an approximation of pi, having to do with cycles and circles. At the same time, ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has reverse reduction gematria of 227. And most important of all to this event, 227 is the 49th prime number. This detail is huge because David Bowie, Space Oddity, and Falcon Heavy, the name of the rocket, each equates to 49 in reduction gematria. Wow. The purpose of the launch was said to be in a step The purpose of the launch was said to be a step in achieving the mission of putting a man on the planet Mars. In light of the Tesla automobile being part of the Falcon Heavy mission, you don't want to overlook that planet Mars and Nikola Tesla share ordinal gematria of 119. And on the subject of the number, I should note that in 2015, Forbes reported Elon Musk was worth $11.9 billion. Okay. That is amazing. Now to close this chapter, the other thing you must know is that the entire history of space, even outside of the United States, has been by the numbers. Remember, Freemasonry is a worldwide organization, and this code of letters, numbers, and dates is Masonic. To make the point, let us examine Yuri Gagarin, and that is spelled Yuri-Gagarin, Yuri Gagarin, the Russian said to be the first man in space. That happened on April 12th, 1961, the 102nd day of the year, in the Vostok 1, V-O-S-T-O-K, Vostok 1 mission, where Yuri reportedly orbited the Earth in precisely 108 minutes. Not by coincidence, Vostok 1 equates to 102 in ordinal gematria. Yep, there it goes. So Vostok 1, V-O-S-T-O-K, and the number 1 equates to 102 in ordinal. Vostok 1 equates to 33 reverse reduction. The mission date had 33 numerology as well. 4th month, 12th day, 1961. When you add these numbers up, 4 plus 12 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 1, it equates to 33. Pointing to the Freemasons was the date of April 12th, 1861, having numerology of 96. And Freemason equates to 96 as well in ordinal. Recall the divisors of 42. The outer space number sum to 96. In this case, the surname of the astronaut, Gagarin, also equates to 42 using reverse reduction. Amazing. Let us do a bit more decoding on his name to see what else pops out. So Gagarin equates to 113, Frank Baconis. Gagarin equates to 57, ordinal cipher. And Gagarin equates to 39 in reduction. Astronaut equates to 39, reverse reduction, when S is counted for 10. Consider, Yuri Gagarin was born March 9th, which can be expressed as 3/9 or 9/3. That is the 68th day of the year, connecting to his name, solar system, and his year of death. Yuri Gagarin equates to 68, reverse reduction, and solar system equates to 68, reverse reduction. The name Yuri alone also has standout gematria. In the base ciphers, Yuri sums to 28 in reduction, 26 in reverse reduction, 73 in ordinal reduction, and 35 in reverse ordinal. That is similar to how NASA sums to 28 in reverse reduction, 35 in ordinal, and 73 in reverse ordinal. Also fascinating about the man is that he was born March 9th, 1934, a date with numerology of 47, and he died at the young age of 34, March 27, 1968, on the 87th day of 68, which was a leap year. Typically, the 86th day. Wow. Consider, Russia has ordinal gematria of 87. As for him passing at age 34, that number connects to murder in reduction, and more importantly, 139, the number symbolizing Freemasonry in ordinal, is the 34th prime. So 139 is the 34th prime number. It makes one wonder if he was 86th to help keep Masonic secrets. Wow, that is the end of chapter 12, and man, just such fascinating information. The next chapter will be chapter 13, and it is called Trumped: Rigged Elections and Presidential Assassinations. And this is a great chapter. I've read it already before, but you know, it's so much information you can't remember every single thing that you've read. But I will enjoy reading this chapter for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the reading. I hope you guys will visit Zachary K. Hubbard's channel, Gematria Effect News or Gematria Effect Sports, and obtain a copy of the book Letters and Numbers. Become a Patreon on his channel. Support his work. Help spread this knowledge, because we do need to know what is going on. We do need to know that our history is manufactured, and that the way things have transpired is not the true way things should have been done. You know, it's not right. And also check out other people that are spreading this word, especially Simple Truth Television. He does great work, and he needs more exposure. So go to his channel, simpletruhtelevision.com. Become a Patreon on his channel. Help him to spread this word as well. Share and like his videos. I hope you guys will share and like this video as well, and you know, so other people can come across this information. Check out Jacozy Truth. Check out Kayla the Code Talker. Gematrinator's 85's channel. Dan Barron's channel. Zenith of the Alpha. All these people, you know, they are trying to get this word out. And don't forget about Zachary K. Hubbard's latest book, Number Games. You can acquire that on his blog page at gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com, and get these books and just learn the knowledge. You guys have a great day, and I will be back shortly to begin the reading of chapter 13. All right, until next time, bye bye.